You can see the chemistry in the team when you look at the celebration at the end. It takes a long time to build that, and that just doesn't happen overnight. But the beauty of Kai and Luka hugging there at the end, just the trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first round of the NBA playoffs is set. It's the Dallas Mavericks against the LA Clippers. And I'm so excited for this round that it's basically going to feel like a conference finals in the first round. That's how stacked the Western Conference is right now. In today's video, we're going to be going over some film on Kyrie Irving and Luka's very big victory against the Miami Heat, and also looking at a couple of press conferences and really getting the inside scoop of the locker room and seeing why this Mavs squad has actually been excelling. So before we get any further, hit that like if you're new and hit that subscribe, because this playoffs is about to be crazy. First, we gotta point our attention to the very big victory the Mavs had against the Miami Heat. The Heat had practically everyone playing, and the Mavs did one very good thing, and that's have every one of their starters score over 10 points. The integration of every single player in Jason Kidd's system has been working like magic, and I think especially in the playoffs, if every single starter has over 10 points, there's no reason why you don't win that game. But you may be asking, why are the Mavericks winning so many games? And I have the answer, and it comes from a Dallas Mavericks player, and he's going to tell you why they're playing good on the offensive end and defensive end.
What does that say about the team in your opinion?
We just love the game of basketball. I'm going to be honest with you. We love playing the game of basketball, and we just love going out there and competing.
That's Luka fixing your headphones there, by the way.
We messed them up. Yeah, no, we just love competing. I mean, even when we in practice, we love competing against each other. So we try to have that same intensity out on the floor when we're playing against others.
What do you guys talk about in the locker room to come out here and compete at a high level on the road?
By any means necessary, just go out there and do whatever we got to do to get the win. I mean, that's just all we're trying to do, is get every win that we can and stack them up.
Derek, what did you like about what the team did as a group defensively?
Holding the team to 92 in this day and age is great. I'm living with it. I love that.
What has clicked and what's been so enjoyable about this stretch of basketball now for the last 5 weeks?
I guess it's just the defense. Us on the defensive end, we clicking a lot more, and we helping each other whenever we need help, and we just getting it done, doing all the dirty work.
Well, we are loving watching all the dirty work. It's been
So Derek Jones Jr. talks about them clicking more on the defensive side and really doing the dirty work, and this is what you have to do to win those championships. Especially Derek Jones Jr. is a guy that's going to go out there and get you a lot of blocks. But what Daniel Gafford had to say is going to lead me on to my other portion of the video, and this is a film breakdown. He talks about throwing the first punch, but take a listen.
The main message that we have in the locker room really is just handle business night in, night out. There's going to be a lot of teams coming out throwing the first punch. I would say, we can either adjust and throw the next punch, or we can withstand that first punch and throw one back at the end of the day. So that's just the main message for us: going out, throwing the first punch, handling business, not really taking guys for granted. Because guys in this league are great, and they're going to give us their best every game that we play down this stretch before we get to the playoffs.
Throwing the first punch is what Luka Doncic loves to do, starting the game with a very important three-pointer and a lot of step-back shots. So let's do some film breakdown on Luka Doncic throwing the first punch against teams. On this play, the game starts off with the Dallas Mavericks down by 4. So what does Luka Doncic do? Well, he's going to throw a punch back. He gets a screen from Daniel Gafford and slowly continues to dribble and sees that Caleb Martin is thinking that he's going to drive. And so what does Luka Doncic do? He sees that Caleb Martin's balance is going to the left. So he pound dribbles and goes the opposite way. And you could automatically see by Caleb Martin's ankle that this dude did not expect that. So Luka does the step back and easily hits himself a three-pointer. So what did Luka Doncic do on this play? He got a punch from the Miami Heat at the start of the game, so he threw that punch back and hit a three-pointer. But if you thought Luka was done, oh my god, are you wrong? Because on this play, Luka is lurking on the left side, and Daniel Gafford just fumbled the ball after a handoff with Kyrie Irving, but Luka Doncic is using this Daniel Gafford confusion as room to get himself a logo three-pointer and make it. This guy Luka Doncic makes everything look easy. But aside from Luka Doncic, we got Kyrie Irving, who is an absolute insane player when it comes to clutch buckets and winning you games. But against the Miami Heat, he made a shot that was very, very good and takes a lot of skill, and this is called the fall away shot. On this first play, Kyrie is isolated on the right wing and does himself a crossover to get into the paint. And you may think this dude is completely locked up right now. Kyrie isn't going to score. But what does Kyrie Irving do when he's completely locked up? He puts his right foot on the floor and uses that as momentum to do a step back, but then fall away like Chris Paul to make it absolutely impossible to contest and make himself a routine mid-range shot. But if you thought that shot was crazy, this next fall away is even better. On this play, he has his defender isolated at the top of the key this time. He begins off with a shake and bake, then goes behind the back, but after going behind the back, he runs at such a quick speed that his defender thinks that he's going to drive by him. But instead, Kyrie Irving has the very important skill of stopping. And this is what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is good at too. And they're good at stopping even when they're running at such a quick pace or at such weird angles. So Kyrie Irving stops and instantly falls away once again and hits a very hard buzzer beater to end off the first quarter. So far you guys have seen that Kyrie Irving really loves scoring off these isolation situations, but it gets even crazier because on this play, he gets the ball in the right wing, then sweeps the ball to the right so Highsmith can't get it, then runs right at the rim, plants his right leg first, and then does a Euro step to split two defenders and hit a layup. Like, this guy made this play look so easy when in reality, it really isn't when you're trying to read an NBA defense. But one thing Kyrie Irving doesn't get too much love for is playing defense and then after that defense, scoring crazy transition buckets. And here's an example of this. Over here, Kyrie is boxing out Jimmy Butler, so it's a bit more difficult to get the ball. But when Jimmy Butler raises up to get the ball, he comes down and Kyrie is right there to slap the ball out of his hands and takes the ball down in transition. But pause the clip right here. What do you think Kyrie Irving's gonna do? Is he gonna pass the ball to Daniel Gafford? Is he gonna take a pull-up three-pointer? Or is he gonna juke out Jaime Jaquez Jr. for a layup? Go comment it down below before I play the clip. If you guessed right, Kyrie Irving just goes up there and shoots a pull-up three-pointer and nails it. I've watched so much Kyrie Irving film, and when he shoots three-pointers, he loves doing pull-ups, so this is a quite efficient shot for him, and he's not like a Jason Tatum where the pull-up jumpers aren't really that efficient. But to end off the video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite plays that Kyrie Irving runs, and this starts off by setting a screen for Tim Hardaway and making it think that he's going to go backdoor, but then setting a screen for Luka Doncic, making the defense think that he's going to go take a three. But after all of that, Kyrie just pops for a wide open three-pointer, and this is just art. Kyrie can do every single thing possible. Call me crazy, but I think this Dallas Mavericks team has a chance to beat the Clippers. But what do I know? I'm just a 19-year-old kid with thousands of dollars in student loans. Okay guys, see ya.